Welcome to Chatteris in Bloom 2019.
Chatteris is a small market town, one of 4 in the Fenland area of East Anglia. This is an area that encompasses Cambridgeshire, Lincolnshire, Norfolk and Suffolk. It has a population of over 10,000 people and was first mentioned back in 1086 in the Domesday Book. We are following the residents of this small town over the course of a year as they navigate themselves through all the challenges that lie ahead. We will have a peek as a planning meeting takes place, watch them set out the flowers, and see the unique system the group uses to water the hanging baskets. We will also follow the judges around the town on Judging Day, ending out with a thank you tea, a moment to thank all those who given their time throughout the year. This is a military-style operation carried out by willing volunteers who give their time year after year to make the town look great. So join us in a year in the life of Chatteris in Bloom. What is Chatteris in Bloom? Here is Tina, the chair of the group, to explain.
My name is Tina Pryor. I am the chair of Chatteris in Bloom. My job basically entails making sure that a lot of the administrative things are put together for the group and making sure that everyone else, all of the coordinators on the committee know what they're doing, when they're doing it and why they're doing it, and just overseeing everything and bringing everything together really.
A group of keen residents got together back in 2005 to form a committee to enter the town in the annual awards ceremony of Anglia in Bloom, which is the area covered by the competition. Their first submission saw them achieve bronze award and subsequently going on to win silver, gilt and gold award during the next 13 years. But can they pull it off again in 2019, maintaining their successful run? The pressure is on for another win.
So the recipient of the town's population 6,000 to 12,000 award goes to...
Let's start by meeting the rest of the committee.
Hi, I'm James Green and I'm the Street Pride Coordinator for Chatteris in Bloom.
Hi, I'm Victoria and I'm the Administrator cum Secretary for Chatteris in Bloom.
Hello, my name's Leslie Day and I'm the Arts Coordinator for Chatteris in Bloom.
I'm Lorna Jones and I'm the Treasurer for the group.
I'm Gloria Pryor and I am fundraiser for Chatteris in Bloom.
My name's Nick Kirk. I'm the Gardening Coordinator for Chatteris in Bloom.
The committee started meeting at the end of the previous season to review how the previous year went and find out any lessons learned. This leads to the starting of the process all over again, setting out the themes and ideas for the next attempt. We joined the committee in the anteroom of the Honest John pub in Chatteris.
The whole in bloom process for us in Chatteris takes a year. It's a rolling process really. As soon as we finish one year, we're starting the next year. So we were judged last July, and then the following August we started again looking at what we could do to improve for this year. We found out our results last year in September, so then that gave us a better platform of what we needed to work to for this year and what we needed to do. Obviously we got gold last year, so we've got a good platform to work from. There are a few improvements that we know we need to make ready for this year, and we started the proper planning really back in January.
It's the 3rd of June, and with just over a month to go, the volunteers are out in force setting out the baskets, which have been delivered by Whole Woods in Somersham and placed at the base of where they intend to be hung.
Last October we had our AGM, we got a few new members, we got a new garden coordinator this year who has RHS training, which is proving very useful for us. And so this year we've got a lot more hopefully horticultural knowledge that's going to stand us in good stead to retain that gold and improve on it. Yesterday afternoon we took delivery of 40 of our hanging baskets from Holwood Nurseries in Somersham, and so that means today we've got the arduous task of putting them all up around the town.
This is a huge effort to get everything out as fast as possible, so they are ready for the tail handler to put them in place.
So we started at about 8 o'clock this morning when we arrived here to start distributing them around the various lampposts where they're going to be situated. And the Christmas Lights volunteers, along with a local farmer who allows us to use his mobile elevated works platform, they'll be joining us shortly to put them all up on the brackets of the various lampposts around the town. It's quite an exciting time because it starts bringing quite a lot of colour to Chatteris, and the local residents and the community get quite excited to see the displays. We've already been complimented this morning by various residents saying, oh, how lovely they look, can't wait to see them up. So it starts to sort of bring a real buzz of excitement, I think, for the summer and then for the Anglia in Bloom competition.
Robert, take us up. All we've got to do is hook them into the brackets. No brackets around it. Over there, there's one over there on that lamp post.
Yeah, okay.
There's two brackets hanging down.
Yeah.
All right, we just hook them onto there.
Right.
And cable tie, loosely cable tie the two baskets together.
Okay.
The reason we can't, just to stop turning round.
Why do you have a sort of theme of colours, or do you have something like kind of?
They always used to do, in the Anglia in Bloom, always used to set a theme that we would have to work to, and we used to follow that. We also used to try and incorporate it with whatever the town festival was, because it runs sort of at the same sort of time. So in previous years we have tried to link that in. Last year we did a lot of purples because it was the centenary of the suffragette movement, and that's got green and purple and white in it, so we did try to pick that out in a lot of our colour schemes. But this year we've just kind of gone for a lot of bold, bright colours, but there's not specifically a theme this year.
This is a huge effort to get everything out as fast as possible, so they are ready for the telehandler to put them in place. Speed is of the essence as the telehandler is blocking traffic in the high street on a Monday morning. It's going to be a warm day and the flowers may struggle. There is less water than normal in the baskets during the hanging phase to keep the weight down, so they'll have to be quick.
So, as I say, the whole process is a rolling process. The baskets were ordered way back in February, I think. We began ordering them from the nursery, and the plants and our colour schemes were all planned back then, and building up to this date when we knew we were going to install them. And yesterday as well we received our date for our judging day, which is going to be the 9th of July. So we've now got a target date to work to and know when we need to have everything finished by. So that then, the 9th of July, will be the end of our year, and then we can start planning for In Bloom 2020.
One week left to go and the waterers are out and about the town regularly, topping up the water in the baskets. But Chatteris does it with a bit of a twist. An old-fashioned electric milk float has been repurposed with water tanks. The milk float is a green alternative means to supporting the event and is shared with the Christmas lights, another big volunteer event in town. The Christmas lights and the Chatteris in Bloom work closely throughout the year, sharing resources to help keep the costs down. The big day has finally arrived. It's the 9th of July and the judges have stopped off in Chatteris for their designated time slot. Every location to visit is timed to the minute like a military operation. There are many places to see, so they better get cracking.
Yes, yeah, I know.
The judging schedule is about 2 hours and is in culmination of 12 months of hard work, all boiled down to numbers on a page. The judging is split into 2 parts, a presentation and the tour around the town. Tea plays an important part of the whole event and many cups will be drunk before the end.
I'm afraid I didn't.
The judges sit through a presentation of some of the work that has gone over the last few months.
They will develop over the next 3 to 5 years, and it creates a much more manageable workload.
This year, we're very keen to improve our sustainability and also the biodiversity of what we're doing around the town. In years gone by, there has been a bit of an emphasis on using annual planting. Now obviously that is slightly wasteful in that at some point in the year they all have to be thrown away. So what we're going to try and do is actually, where possible, is shift more to perennial planting. So plants are more, so that increases the sustainability, but also be selective on what perennial plants that we choose, so that we address the biodiversity element as well by improving the sort of environments for insect life, butterflies, bees, etc., and give them as much of a helping hand as we can within the planting, but at the same time maintaining a bit of a spectacle around the town. So again, choosing wisely what we plant and where we plant it, sort of fitting with the locations, and just basically improve the overall ambience around the town and make it somewhere that people really like living in.
So the Anglia in Bloom, well, the whole Britain in Bloom judging is marked against a scoring system. There's certain criteria that encompass horticultural achievement, community involvement, environmental sustainability, lots of different areas like that you have to adhere to and that you have to complete in order to score certain marks. There's about 200 points I think available in the judges' scoring sheet, and every town, village, coastal resort, business improvement area, whatever category you're in, depending on the size or population of your area, you all work to the same scoring requirements. And from those scores you are then awarded either the bronze, the silver gilt or the gold. Last year we did get gold, but it was scored as a low gold, so we've still got room for improvement. In our category in the Anglia region, the town that scored highest, which was Halstead in Essex, they were also awarded a gold, but theirs was a higher gold, so they actually won our actual category and they went on to the Britain in Bloom. If we were to be able to beat Halstead, we could then win our category and we would then be put forward to the Britain in Bloom. But we're not necessarily in competition with other places. We are awarded our result in accordance with what mark we've got from the judges' marking sheet, from what they see here and to how we adhere to each of the categories.
The thing is, there's a big thing at the moment about which to look and see what
All areas of the community are encouraged to participate, including the local youth groups, who are very keen to show their efforts in including nature and recycling. Other locations include some of the public gardens located around the town, including this Memorial Rose Garden. One special location is Lions Court, where the residents have created their own corner of paradise, an area for relaxing and contemplation. The Bowls Club is next on the itinerary, one of many groups that contribute towards the competition with their own displays.
Got sprinkler systems. You'd need sort of 4 outlets, and but of course, this is David. this is Sandra, who does all the gardening, or a lot of the gardening.
Good job.
Backed up by David and Maureen for watering.
Hello. Love you. Thank you. Hello. Nice to meet you.
I'll give you a call. No.
David, it wasn't us.
Are you sure? No. They could be my roses.
Well, they come from Elizabeth, so. Right.
They should start in 3 years.
I had a word with her. I said, but within your plans, if you've got a road in here, lovely. Okay, thanks so much. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Bye. See ya.
Bye-bye. Keep practicing.
Yeah.
It's back in the van and short drive to the next venue, the Gables Care Home.
A new mayor that was inaugurated in May of this year. This is Linda Ashley. This is Julia Smith and Joan Gibson.
Hello.
So yeah, she's going to just join us for the last little bit now.
Yes.
On the tour, if that's okay.
Yeah.
More than area.
A residential home where the gardens and flowers play a big part of the care and mental well-being of the residents. Flowers, fountains and ornaments and aromatic plants are all included.
Both tactile as well as scent, sight, sound, use all the senses. You know, it's sort of a therapeutic area. But this is a really good example of how gardens can be used as a therapeutic tool.
The last part of the tour is through the town centre, examining some of the community floral displays. Some of these displays are sponsored by local businesses and community groups in the town to help cover some of the costs. They stop for one last chat with a group of brownies who have a lot of thoughts on the event. To finish off, it's time for more tea and cake in the Crosskeys Hotel. And this is where we leave the judges for today. The judging is done for another year and they move on to the next town, and everyone can relax. No more can be done now. They just have to wait until the award ceremony in September. September has come and it's time for the results. They have entered the town in the following categories.
Now moving on to the towns with 6,001 to 12,000 population award. And this is going to be presented by Peter Haynes. And the entrants are Attleborough, Brandon, Chatteris, Fringe, Halstead and Reading. So, Attleborough, you go forward, please. Make up silver. And Brandon with gold. And Chatteris, they have the gold too. So the recipient of the towns with population 6,001 to 12,000 award goes to Halstead.
The results are in. Chatteris were shortlisted for Lion's Court, Sheltered Housing Garden Award, and for the Town Award for 6,001 to 12,000. Another golden to add to the growing collection. At the end of the year, there is only one process left to carry out. And that is to thank all the volunteers and all the organizations that have been involved throughout the last 12 months. Speeches are done, and the bucket load of tea and sandwiches brings everything to an end.
So anyone can join Chatteris in Bloom at any time during the year. We work year round. We don't just work during the summer months. We are 12 months of the year. We're always active. We work alongside the Street Pride group, or they work alongside us, and they litter pick and weed every single month. So they have a litter pick session on the first Saturday every month and a weeding session on the third Saturday of every month. And anyone is welcome to turn up at any time to any one of those sessions. They meet in the Town Council Chambers car park at 10 o'clock on those Saturdays of the month. And all the equipment is provided, so we've got the personal protective equipment and the gloves or whatever you need. So anyone can come along to any one of those sessions. They don't have to commit to coming regularly. You can just come once a year and that's it. In terms of the larger volunteering for In Bloom, anyone is always welcome to come to one of our committee meetings. We meet on the third Wednesday of every month. Anyone can come along to any of those meetings just to see what we're about, see what we're up to. And also, obviously we're quite visible when we're out and about in the town. We all wear these high-vis bibs, and if anyone wants to come along and see what we're doing, they can. You don't have to have an expertise in gardening. I, for one, I'm still very learning the names of various plants and what's plants and what's weeds. You just bring your own strengths to the group. So that might be, you might have a background in IT, so you could help us with our website or with our social media. You might have a background in PR, so you might be able to help us with our publicity and our promotions. It doesn't matter what you can bring to the table, everybody can bring something, and it helps. We do obviously need physical workers. That's one of the things that we do need. That is the core of our work, being out and about, being able to garden, being able to weed. Like today, there's quite a lot of manual lifting the baskets, but anybody, irrespective of age or ability, can bring something to In Bloom if they really want to get involved.
The flowers were planted, plants were watered, and the displays judged. Time to prepare the beds for winter. Time to start planning the planting schemes for next year. The job is over for another year, and hopefully more success will come their way in the future. We wish them all the best for Chatteris in Bloom 2020 and onwards. For all those in Chatteris, we bid you farewell. But remember, the kettle is always on, and the pot of tea is always kept warm.